5, 4, 3. What's up, guys? Hey, Matt. Who we got on here? We got, oh, snap. We got everybody ready. Oh, snap. Connor, Joe, Latoya. Okay, this is good, guys. All right, guys. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the basics. Why we're going to go to the basics? Because we're going to keep going over the basics because you can make a lot of money from the basics. This is the beginning of the year. And if y'all don't understand, these trap moves happen what? Beginning of the session, end of the session, beginning of the day, end of the day. But a lot of people don't know that they actually happen. Beginning of the year, end of the year. So this is the beginning of the year. That's the reason I'm not trading right now. But some of y'all are. And y'all are catching pips, which is good. But today we're going to go over a classic move called the Vector 3. The reason why we're called Vector Kings. You can make a lot of money from this move, all right? So the first thing I need you to understand is, okay, with these pips, these are price points for price movement, price whatever, all right? This is how you make your money. Now, you have, of course, buying and selling, which I'm pretty sure y'all know. Some of the new people don't know. Buying is when you know that it's going to go up, and selling or short is when you know that it's going to go down. I know you see a white screen. It's okay. I'm going to do some writing on it here soon. But I want you to understand that. But these are some of the key points that I want you to understand now is you're looking for in the Asian session. Now, if you don't understand the Asian session, all right, let me go draw this box real quick. Asian session happens at what time, guys? What time does it happen?
7 to 4.
All right, go ahead and mute yourselves.
1 to 4 a.m.
Here we go. Go ahead and mute yourselves, guys. If you're not muted, I'm going to kick you out. 8:30, guys. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everything I'm talking about is Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in a different time zone, you got to work it out for yourself. We're going to draw a box here. Now, I want you to understand the concept of this real quick. Dead gap is when? What time does dead gap start? 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is not a time to trade. It's dead gap. Do y'all understand what dead gap is? Dead gap is dormant. It's when the day starts over. It's when they create a new high and they create a new low. Do you know what that means? That means there's no pips in between. That means there's like 10 pips in between. It's very, very slow. It's not what you want to trade. That's probably where some of y'all were trading back in the day because y'all didn't know the time frame because they actually have a time frame online that you can get that's totally off and will mess you up. So when I say the Asian range, I mean from 8:30 to the last 1/4, which is at 1 o'clock a.m., which is the reason why I tell you to show up to work at what time? What time? There we go. 1 to 4 o'clock in the morning. Great job. I want you to show up at 1 o'clock because that's the end of the session. You know that false move, end of the session? So we have right here, we're going to move this out the way. We have the Asian range. What happens? Starts around here, creates a high and a low. I want y'all to understand the serious concept of this. They make a high, they make a low, and what do? They trade in between it. Why do they trade in between it? Because I think Maurice posted in the chats earlier today. How much does it take for them to move one pip to the high or to the low? It costs them hundreds of thousands. So why would they waste a lot of money to keep making a new high unless they're trying to go that way, unless they're trying to go that trend? They create a high and a low. So this is dormant right here. This is high and low. At 8:30, you're going to see a spike. Sometimes it'll be a little bit later, but you know it's around the time that you're not doing what? You're not trading because you are disciplined. You're not like the old trader you used to be when you used to watch charts 24/7. You're not that person anymore. So they work their way to the high. They throw a spike or whatever. Then they drop it down and they create a low. Then they trade in between because this is where price has been. Now, is it going to be this perfect? It's not going to be that perfect. You'll get some that just stay at the top. This is the reason why a lot of people use robots at Asian session because it's slower and it's between 50 pips. So I want you to write this down right now. You're looking for the A range, that's the Asian session range, to be 25 to 50 pips. Now, if you get it lower, that's still fine because I think, let me break this down because I don't think they're understanding this, Mark. Eric, they're not understanding this real quick. If you know that the average daily range, which is the ADR, is 100 pips, and the Asian session box is 25, how many pips can they go? 75. So if they can go 75, Connor, I'm pretty sure you can grab 35 or 50 pips out of there. They can go 25 up here. They can go 50 down here. That's the reason why you want to get a low Asian range box, because when they spike and make the previous high or test the previous high of yesterday or whatever, you know that you're going to be able to grab your pips. And everybody knows what pips are. Money. You know. That's the reason why you don't want to play a blown out box. Or because in a blown out box, what do, guys? They trade where price has been. There we go, Connor. They trade in between. That's not what we're here for. We're here to trade the highest probability possible trades. Trades that we know for a fact we will make money. I'm not saying like, oh man, kinda. I'm talking about we enter, we go to sleep, we wake up, and we're literally looking on Facebook before we even check to see if we're in profit because we already know we're in freaking stinking profit. That's the trades we're looking for. So guys, when you go look out for today, tomorrow, or next week, this is what you're looking for until you start learning more of these trades. So let's talk about this real quick. What's the A range? The A range. What are you looking for? What is the exact amount of pips? Not even exact. What is the A range that you want, guys? I want you to write it in the chat right now. 25 to 50. 25 to 50. And why do we say that? Because the average stop hunt is 50 pips for a base pair. Now, if you have GJ, it's kind of different, which you can also watch some other videos on, of course, the A ranges. I actually have a video on that, on different A ranges. But you want it 25 to 50 pips. So here we got the A range. All right. When this is happening, this means you don't get excited about this because you don't even know what's happening yet. But you had an idea because you're waiting for it to do what? To bust out of the top or bust out of the bottom. That's what I mean by when I say, did it break the high or the low? Did it break out of the box? For a long time when I was teaching, people thought when I meant break out of the box, it means break out this way. No, that's not a breakout. Did they create a new high? Or did they create a new low? Y'all about to have a lot of aha moments today. You're looking for, did they create a new high and low? Now, not only are you looking for that, you're also looking for where are the EMAs? Let's do a quick test real quick. I know some of y'all are new and everything. If the EMAs are on the top, what trend is that? Dang, y'all fast. If the EMAs are on the bottom, what trend is that? Hey, Freddie, I might have to say it again because some people probably missed it. If the EMAs are on the top, what trend is that? So therefore, Lewis, when you see a vector to the low and the EMAs are on the top, is that really a vector? Is that the vector that you want, Cedric? You want to know why you don't want that? Because the EMAs are showing that's a downtrend and you're vectoring with the trend. And what is a vector, guys? False move. False push, like that. So did it really false? Cedric, did it actually do a false move? No. That's the first mistake. You want to see where these EMAs are. And that's also in the Platt system, which you'll learn as well too. So let's back up real quick. What are we looking for? The first thing we're looking for is, okay, we see the EMAs are on the top. Okay, cool. The A range is perfect. Okay, I got that. It's trading in between. You want to know how amazing you're going to feel when you know exactly what you're looking for? Because guess what, Cedric? You're looking for a vector out the top. You already isolated straightaway drops, half a Batman's. You already got rid of all those other trades because you're only looking for one right now because you know the EMAs are on top. You're doing better than more than half of the people in trading period right now. Because right now they're looking at the charts and they're just saying, oh man, it looks like it's going up right now, even though the natural trend is down, but they don't know that, and they're just getting in and all of a sudden losing money. You're more prepared. What you're looking for is 3 pushes. 1, did it break out the top, guys? Latoya, did it break out? Justin, did it break out? I don't know. Actually, yep, it did. And then what you're looking for is a pullback. You're looking for another push. What you're looking for is a pullback and another push. This is ranged from 25 to 50 up here. This in all will normally add to almost 50 or a little bit more. So that means if this is 13, guess how much they can push? That's why it's 25 to 50. This is how you can start counting. This is the reason why in the groups, some of y'all have seen where I'm like, pullback can come. I know how much I can count pips, how much they're able to push for a stop hunt. That's what a stop hunt is. If y'all don't know, a stop hunt, false move, but they're all the same thing. So here we got vector out of the box, 1 push, 2 push, 3 push. Now, is it going to be a perfect 3 all the time? No. Sometimes it'll be 1 push. You just got to look on the smaller time frame to see the big giant pushes. And guys, if you have not witnessed this live, I feel sorry for you because now you don't really know what it feels like. You got to see it. When you see it, Jaquan, I'm telling you, bro, you're going to be like, that's exactly what he's talking about because it's going to make you feel emotional. Like, I'm not going to lie. You're going to, now that you know what to look for, you're going to still get emotional, Jaquan. You're going to still be like, dang, that thing's pushing. Dang, I could have made money. Dang, no, I'm part of VKU now. Nope. It gets you. And this is what some of y'all got before y'all came here. Because I'm telling you, they're good. They push that thing fast. How many people have witnessed this? Some of y'all witnessed this with me. I was like, hey, watch out. They're about to go back up there again. Watch, and then boom, they went right back up there for some more. We got 3 pushes to the high. 1, 2, 3 to the high. What are you looking for, Latoya? You're now looking for the next part of your puzzle. This already happened. You're looking for them to form what we call an M. Now, does the M look like this, Freddie? Not all the time. It's not going to look perfect like that all the time. Sometimes it's 4 candles. Sometimes it's 3, which is called an A top or V bottom. Do we trade A tops and V bottoms, guys? No. Now somebody said, hey, if you know it's going to drop, why don't you trade A tops and B bottoms? Well, let me explain that because there's this thing called extended stop hunts. How many of y'all have got trapped in the extended stop hunts? Let me go ahead and explain what extended stop hunt is. GJ does this a lot, guys. You got the A range here. They trade it. They went up, made an A top. You're like, oh, I'm going to get in here. And then GJ says, extend stop hunt. And then you done pulled out up here, negative, and then they dropped. I'm just going to sit here and look at y'all because y'all know y'all been through it before because of emotions. You were so impatient to wait for the second M that you said, oh, I'm going to get in too early. Even if you would have got in here, as it went up here, you said, oh, man, it's going to be M. I'm going to get in up here because I want the top. Because you're impatient. I even made videos about being patient. Even Tolu even talked about it. When his turning curve, when he started making crazy amount of money, was when he was like, yo, I'm going to stop being impatient. Stop getting in too early or getting in too late. Get in when the time is right. Some of y'all would have thought this was an M. And then all of a sudden, it didn't shift. That's the reason why we got the entry shift candles, because it didn't shift and it continued to keep going up. And extended stop hunt. And what it did was it stopped you out. You got pissed off, Jaquan. You quit for the day. You said the method didn't work anymore because you didn't follow the method. And that's what happens when emotions hit. When in reality, Jaquan, you had it right. It was going to drop. They just went out here because there was a lot of money to grab before they corrected big. Guys, we've all been a victim of that. We've all been a victim. Like, I've been a victim of that. But the difference between me and you is when this happens and I get stopped out here, I wait about 2 hours, I get it back here, and I correct big enough, and I get my money back and plus more. I don't quit because I know that it's going to drop. I know that it's going to rise because I'm following the method. Now, let's talk about these vectors. You're looking for these pushes. They're going to happen at what time? 1 to 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, some pairs, they'll be a little bit later, which means they're holding levels. The average is about 1 to 4 o'clock in the morning. You're going to start seeing them. It's going to look just like this. 1 push, 2 push, 3 push. You're looking for second leg M. I need everybody to write that in the group right now because maybe sometimes y'all just need to write it. You're looking for second leg M. M. You're looking for them not to take out the previous high unless it's GJ and you see a railroad. I need y'all to write that right now. Needs to not take out the previous high unless it's GJ and it's a railroad. GJ is the only one that does that with a railroad, which I'm looking at one right now. You don't want them to take out the previous high. Now, what's the psychology on that? Freddie, when they're not taking out the previous high, it means, oh, let me say that again real quick. All right, you're looking for second leg, M or W, and you're looking for the second leg to not take out the previous high. So what does that mean? They can throw wicks up there, but did they close? Did price close up there? And if y'all don't know what that means, this is what price close means. This is the candle. Yeah, it went all the way up here, but price closed here. We're looking for them not to close above that previous high. If it's GU, they'll go up and come right back down. Hit the stops. That's what they're doing. They're hitting the stops. By raise of hand, how many of y'all know what hitting the stops means? Because I don't think people understand what hitting the stops means. Because if y'all did, y'all understand how excited I get when I trade. Hitting the stops means, Jaquan, you're about to make a lot of money. Quick. Because that means that they're done. They're about to push and they're about to shift the zone. They're going to shift the zone. This is what happens. They come up. They don't take out the previous high. They might even linger around here, but throw one last wick, don't take out the previous high, and then shift the zone. Why do they shift the zone, Cedric? Because they captured as much money as possible. Now it's time to make all those people pay. Don't believe me? Before y'all got into VKU, how many times have y'all got trapped up there? Or down there? And they just kept going, and you just hoping that they come back. Yeah. And they gone. They ain't coming back. Why? Because what happens after that, guys? What happens after the second leg M or W out of the box? We got 1 push, we got 2 push, and we got 3 intraday pushes. Your intraday pushes are just like levels. It's just like WVVM, MMA W on a smaller time frame. ADR divided by 3, guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the average daily range, which is the day, which is on the right side of your screen, which I'm going to show you here soon. and you're going to divide it by 3. That is when the pushes is going to happen. That's when you'll see me in the chats talking about, oh man, I'm up 30 pips, but a pullback is coming. I'm not saying that for no reason. It happens. Because why? I want y'all to write now in the chat. Why do they have these intraday pushes? Why? No, not intraday pushes. Why do they have these pullbacks? Go. Trap trader, trap more trader. Exactly. To make more money, guys. To trap more traders. Because you know a lot of people, almost 99.9% of people are reversal traders. Everything's a reversal to them. Come on, by raise a hand. How many of y'all were reversal traders? Everything you looked at was like, oh my God, I'm just waiting for it to reverse. Waiting for it to reverse. Come on. It got to reverse. It has to reverse. Come on. Oh man, I'm looking for a reversal. Not knowing that a reversal happens. A big reversal happens once after 3 levels or 4 levels or 5 levels. But so many people are reversal traders. There's actually a lot of methods on reversals. And that's the reason why so many people are freaking just losing. It's kind of scary. These 3 intraday pushes, if you have 100 pips, you're looking for 33 here, 33 here, 33 here. Now, what's the rule on the 3rd level intraday push? What do I always tell you on the 3rd level intraday push? That's what I'm talking about. It's not promised, guys. It's not promised. But I can tell you what is promised, the first 2. And guys, if you have 100 ADR and that's 33 and 33, you can grab 50 in that. You can grab 40 in that. This one down here, not promised unless you're trading second day, second level. It's not promised. Let's not put ourselves through that. So let's just backtrack real quick. We got the Asian range box, 25 to 50 pips. We're going to say this one is 20 pips. It rides up. It makes 30 pips here, which makes a total of 50 pips in all for all of this. You know the EMAs are on the top. You're sitting pretty right now, John. Anthony, you're chilling while all your friends right now, they got in here early for the same trade. By a raise of hands, how many of y'all have been into a trade where you knew it was going to drop, even before VKU, you got in early because you were excited, and they did a stop hunt on you and got you all sweating? How many people have been through that? And all you had to do was wait. Well, guys, that's why you know this now. Now you're prepared when you go into the market. When you wake up at that time, you're literally going through all your charts and you're looking for the prettiest setup in the world. Now, this move right here averagely happens in 2 hours. So guys, if it's more than 2 hours, it means they're holding the level. Take your profit and wait for them to hit the stops. Let me say that again real quick because they missed me, Anthony. They missed me. The average time that this move, the M, happens is in 2 hours. 8 candles. 8 15-minute candles. If it does not shift the zone within 2 hours, what do, Matt? Take your small profit or take your loss and wait for them to hit the stops. You're looking for them to throw what? Pins and railroads. Railroads are candles that are identical right back to each other. You got up and then you got down in a 30-minute span. You're looking for them to hit the stops. Let me say this again because some people are missing this part. You're looking for them to go out there and grab people's money and say, hey, I'm going to take your whole freaking house. Is that a better way to explain it? That's what they're doing. They're going up there, they're hitting people, they're knocking them out before they can even make money. They're going up there, they're hitting pendings for breakout traders and snatching them, shifting the zone in seconds. How many times have y'all seen it shift in like seconds? It's happened a lot. And then they go into the intraday push, and this is what's happened. First push. You're in positive, but your friend that don't know this, he's in negative. First thing what goes through his mind is, man, this is crazy. It's all good. It's going to go back up. And what do? They pull back, give him hope, drop even harder. Now he's biting his nails even harder. But guess what? He's still in because he can't pull out because he doesn't know when to pull out. But guess who does? Y'all do. It comes back up. He's happy. He's like, oh, man, this is when it shifts. And then drops again. Now he's pissed off. Now he blew his account because he over-leveraged, because he's seeing on Facebook somebody playing 10 standards and he wants to play a standard on a $200 account because he's thinking about making a lot of money quick. That's not what we're here for, guys. That's the reason why I start y'all with $100 to trade with. Not to give y'all false hope, to practice with live emotions. I had somebody tell me, they were like, oh man, why do they, if the method's so good, then why do y'all everybody start off with $100? Because it doesn't matter if the method is freaking perfect. You got to still practice it. You got to practice it with your live emotions. So what's better, losing it $5,000 or losing $1,000 10 different times? I would go with 10 different ways. Why? Because I can get myself together. When you have 5,000 and it goes negative, some of y'all have never seen 3,000 or 4,000 negative. It's hard to bounce back after that. You got to. When y'all start playing big lots, you will. You'll understand that. I want y'all to get all the hiccups out right now so that when you have bigger accounts, you don't have to worry about it. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to break down one more time the time frames. Guys, when does London session start? 3:30 in the morning. When does Asian session start? Perfect. 8:30 p.m. When does New York session start? 9:30. Guys, when I ask this question again, it should be a no-brainer. If you don't know the session times, you're messing up. When does dead gap start? Perfect. So guys, let's go ahead and show some of these charts and everything. And I'm just going to show you how often it happens and how easy it is to, of course, map out. All right, let's go ahead and share this. All right, so here we got this real quick. I'm going to find a better one, but remember I told you GJ? We got the M here, out of the box here. 50 pips, cool. Remember I told you stop hunts are 50 pips? What happened? 47, boom. This is about 50-something pips right here. GJs, I told you, not GJ, but GU pairs are the only ones that do this. Not the only ones, sometimes the other ones do. Pass it, what do? They hit the stops through railroad and shift to the zone. But let's go find some good ones real quick. So guys, when you're doing homework on vectors, I want you to find good ones. I want you to get accustomed to seeing perfect ones. Well, Tyrone, they're not always going to be perfect. But get your eyes accustomed to the concept of it. So therefore, even when you see bad ones, you can still see it in it. We got vector to the high, 1, 2, 3, out of the box. Now somebody said, well, it's not 50 pips. It's not going to be perfect. But do you see the EMAs? they always go back to the EMAs. That's how we have 50-50 bounces and stuff. We got a railroad here. That's the first thing. Nico, when you see that, the first thing you see is a railroad. Does that mean you enter? Nah. I'm waiting. They came back down to the catch-up, bounced off, but did they take out the previous high, Anthony? Not even close. They didn't take it out. Pens and railroads, guys. They shifted the zone. 1 push, 2 push, 3 push. Now, somebody said, oh, man, well, the pushes are not like how you drop the pitcher. It doesn't have to be like that. That's why you watch out for these pullbacks. Because notice this pullback was really, really big, and it was news-inflicted, as you see the gap that happened here. They pulled back, didn't take out the previous high, which you should have been safe. Dropped again for another ADR divided by 3. Pulled back, dropped again for the same length of an ADR divided by 3. Let's go see some more. Now, somebody would be like, oh, man, is this a vector? Look at the EMAs. This is actually a vector, but this is not the one that you want. You got to start being picky right now until you start learning all the other stuff. Let me get out of GU pairs, because GU got some weird stuff. Also, guys, know your pairs. If you don't have pairs that you're looking at, like 3 pairs or 2 pairs, you're slipping. If you're looking at a million pairs, you're slipping. Now, this is obviously in reset because the EMA is in the middle, but we're going to look for the first part. You'll start learning more about reset and everything and how third level works. Because, guys, here's a tip for y'all. I know y'all are new and everything. On third level, you can play vectors both ways. But you obviously got to know when they happen. All right, so cool. All right, so EMAs are at the top. We got Mayo here. Water's going through, which is cool. It's obviously in a downwards trend. Overall, they came back up. This is actually a mean pullback for levels, which we're going to go over levels later on. Let's zoom in real quick. We got a push here, railroad. We got another push. We got another push. Some people would have took that. They're like, oh, man, it's a breakout. It's a breakout. And then what do? They pulled back strong. They came back up. They didn't take out the previous high. This is when you start thinking, John, they're doing something right now. They came down, kind of shifted, but you would have been still good. Even if you would have entered there, you would have still been good because you trust your analysis because you know it's dropping because they didn't take out the previous high. What did they do, guys? Matt? They came right back up there, and what did they do? What did they do when they came back up there? I'll wait. I'm waiting on y'all. What did they do when they came back up there? I've been saying it the whole time. Hit the freaking stops. They came for one last push before they corrected big. Drop, consolidation, drop, consolidation, third drop. Now, somebody said, oh, man, well, they don't happen all the time. That's the reason why you have many different signature trades. Let's go find some more. Vector out of the box here with 1 bar. Notice that they came and hit the stops 2 hours later to shift the zone big time. 1 push, 2 push. But how did we know that it was going to drop? Because we looked at the EMAs. We knew what we were going to look for before it even happened. Signature entry is the way you enter the trade. Signature trade is the trade that you're going to play. The vector is the trade. This little picture thing. The vector, you're going to see the same trade so many times. Let's find one to the low. This right here is called a half a Batman. This is a signature trade too. Let me find one to the low. 91 pips? Nope. And there's like a vector that happens every freaking day. You just got to find the pair that has it. That's why it's good to pick 3 pairs and just study just those pairs. Vector out. Now we have the EMAs at the top. All right. We know it's a downwards trend. They vectored through the high, 1, 2, 3. We see this long bar. And I bet you they held it up there for a minute too. They came right back down and they came to finish the M. This right here is 2 hours. You could have either took your small loss or your profit or whatever, waited about an hour. They shifted the zone finally and game over for the rest of the day. Vector to the high, 1, 2, 3. This is perfect. They set the high. They didn't take out that high. They shifted the zone, 1 push, 2 push, and 3. And we got some 50-50s there. We got a giant one here. The biggest thing is I want you to understand what the vector is. They create the high or they create the low and they trade away from it. That's all you're doing is you're just trading away from the high or the low. That's it. How many of y'all are understanding it? How many of y'all are confused and how many of y'all are understanding it? All right, we got yeah. Some of y'all are gonna have to keep watching over and over and over until it clicks. When it clicks, I promise you, you're going to going to do a dance. Like when it clicks, you're gonna be like, oh my God, that's what he means. Let me look at some more. Let me get out of some of these G pairs. All right, so here we have UJ. You notice the EMAs are at the bottom on that part. So therefore, you're looking for vectors. Notice the vector didn't happen here because look how close the EMAs are. We know when one's not coming. We know 50-50s are coming. There's a 22. So guys, when you do homework on this, you're looking for the beautiful ones. Once you get the beautiful ones out of your face, then that's when you can start seeing the harder ones because you get accustomed to it. Because there's vectors inside of the box as well too. The blue box. Certain pairs like UJ, AUD, NZD, they happen a lot inside of the box. But once you understand the concept of it, then that's when you can play it. We got vector to the low here. Where are the EMAs, guys? EMAs are at the bottom, so what does that mean? It's going up. So what type of vector are we looking for? Vector to the low. And what do we see here? It came out of the box, 1, 2, 3, pins to the Mayo, shark fin, hold the Mayo, which is one of my favorite signature trades, because that's guaranteed. I load up lots on this. I'd probably make about a good 5,000 off this. They shifted the zone in under 2 hours. They held this level, and when they hold the level, that means they're working the cross pairs to catch them up. If you don't understand what a cross pair is, stay tuned. Cross pair is basically the pairs with no USD in it. If you have USD JPY and USD GBP USD, you take USD out, and it'll be GBP JPY, which is GJ. That's the cross pair. It means they're working the crosspair before they officially shift the zone, because remember, they're here to make money. They don't want to shift this zone and then wait on the other ones. No, they got to make money on all of them first before they shift the zone. And here they did. They didn't take out the previous high, the previous low, and they shifted the zone. But guess what? They happened at 1 to 4 o'clock in the morning. Remember that time I told you to wake up? The box ends at 1 o'clock. This right here ends at 1 o'clock. So we got 4 candles here, which is an hour. 4 candles here is 2 hours. 4 candles here is 3 hours. 4 candles, boom, you should have been already in. Can't make this up, guys. We've been doing this. Now somebody said, well, was this a vector? No, it's not, because the EMAs are at the bottom. This is not what you want, because this means you're counter trend trading, which means, yes, we also have a method for that as well, too, for so many people that just can't help it. First take profit is where? First take profit is where, guys? Some of my alums, there we go. First take profit is water. Second take profit is Mayo for counter trend trading if you get stuck. Yes, against the trend. If anybody gets stuck in the wrong trade, first take profit is always the Mayo, the water. Second is the Mayo. The 50 and the 200. 30% of the time they'll come back to the Mayo. 70% of the time they'll come back to the water. That's the reason why I don't do it. So, guys, I just want y'all to grasp the concept. And of course, there's more videos on this and everything. I just want to just get your foot into the door on how powerful these moves are. So, quick pop quiz, real quick. How many pips is the A range you're looking for? 25 to 50. All right. How many pushes are you looking for? Here we go, 3. Can they do 2? Can they do 1? Great. What are you looking for after you see the pushes? There we go. M or W. I like that, Connor. Pens. Railroads. Perfect, guys. What else are you looking for to signal that this is going to be the trade you're going to get into with the EMAs? Give you a hint. Nope. You're looking for if the EMAs are on the top, if they're on the bottom. That's going to help you. There we go. Great job, Marv. Vectors against the EMAs. You want them to pull back to the EMAs. They're going to pull back. They always pull back. That's what you're looking for. That's where you're going to make a lot of your money. You're looking for them to pull back, even on levels, which we're going to go over here soon. How many intraday pushes? How many are you going for? 3? Okay, great. How many are you going for? All right, 2. If the ADR is 150, how much is the intraday push? 1 intraday push going to be? Perfect, 50. Because the formula is what? ADR divided by 3. Great job. Guys, this is the basics of vector. And the thing is, it's going to get easier the more you do homework. I want you to do homework, and I want you to mess it up because you're new. Some of y'all are literally trying to do it perfect the first time, and you're like, I'm not turning it in until it's perfect. You ain't ever going to turn it in because it ain't going to be perfect unless you're King Tolu. Turn it in. There's a lot of people on right now. And I'm only seeing probably about 10% of y'all homework. For the new guys, no excuse. Oh, man, I'm waiting for the end of my second week. No, there's people turning in on the first day. How bad do you want it? How about do you want to grasp this concept? Because, guys, once you grasp the concept of the vector, you're going to start being able to see them in TDI. You're going to also be able to use them in other signature trades. It's a beautiful thing. Extra confirmations. All right, perfect. All right, so we're going to move on to the next section. Hold on for 1 second, guys.